Exactly. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so number 3, the value of the test stat. I got number 2 if I did that correctly.
Wait, what? Say that again?
T equals 2.
Oh, for the value of the test statistic?
So I okay, so I got the right track.
For number 3, you're saying that you got 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then number 4, okay. Did I need to put that in the applets? That's what I did. Because I didn't.
That's where I put it too.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with this. So I put it in the
You don't have
applet.
to do anything with applets.
Oh.
It already gives you a probability. So it gives you a one-sided answer. The probability of obtaining a test statistic greater than his test statistic is 0.0403. Using this probability, Jordan's hypothesis test did not say greater than, less than. It just said not equal to. So all we have to do is multiply that number by 2 to get both tails, which is the true p-value for his hypothesis.
Okay.
So we had 0.0806 then?
And
Well,
rounding to
you
3
round
decimal
it.
places.
0.86.
0.81.
0.081.
So I get off on
Do you want me to read number 5? Number 5 says use that data file, the 12 data A1, to answer the next 6 questions. Perform a paired sample t-test in SPSS. Be sure the test group does group 1 minus group 2, not backwards. Use the HO of U with a little d equals 0. And alternative HO is UD does not equal 0. At the level of significance of alpha is 0.10. What is the test statistic?
373?
Is 309 instead of 304.
Is it
I got
373?
0.407.
Yes.
Aren't you just supposed to look at the T?
No. Well, you may want to do yours again, Madeline, to make sure that it is.
Yeah, I did do it again. Do I just look at the one sample test? Because now my sig value, yeah. And so don't I just look at the T?
Yes.
And you guys said what did you get as your T?
0.407.
Do you want to do the screencast again, and let's look at your screen, Madeline?
Yes. Do it. It worked out really well for me last week, Madeline, to do that.
So I get there after 7.
By the way, my continuing ed classes disagree with my nutrition class information. That's enough to make me crazy, right?
Well, they said they wouldn't be.
Not okay.
Okay, you guys can see it, right? You can see it.
So I've got to check my bill.
Okay, so go back. Let's calculate this again, making sure that your difference column is correct. So just close this output window and let's calculate the T again.
More than I expected.
Wait, like go back to the other data?
Yeah, go back to your data where you've got your group 1, group 2, and then your column that you've created that says difference.
That's what I've got. I'm just too tired to try and figure it out tonight, and I don't want to bother with it.
Okay, so does that look correct?
So I looked at it.
Yes.
Okay, and so now I go to analyze, go to compare one sample t-test,
Mm-hmm.
and then just difference, 0,
Mm-hmm.
and then okay.
Plus a few feet.
And then, yeah, my T still says, okay, sorry, I have to it's making me switch it. I don't know
That's
why.
annoying. Are you using the right data
I've got to
set?
take a look at it.
Are you using A1 or B1?
My
A1, right? Were we doing A1?
We're supposed to be doing A1.
Yeah, I have it. I have A1. Oh, nope, B1.
There you go.
B1.
Problem solved, right?
Okay, that's because we're number 10. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being dumb right now. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You know what you're doing. It's just seriously, they should make those file names a little bit more different than one letter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
It's very upsetting.
so I should have, for number 5, I should have what?
0.407.
0.407. Okay. Okay, and so that obviously means my p-value is going to be wrong since 0.407.
Now, is this a one-sided test or a two-sided test? I never know if I need to divide it in half or not. How do I know that?
And the alternative hypothesis will tell you. So scroll back up to that information section.
Okay, got it. Oh,
So
it's
if it
two-sided.
just
It's two-sided because it's got that does not equal. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so then our p-value will be that whole 0.689.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 7. What is the correct decision based on this evidence? Fail to reject or reject the null hypothesis? And I'm really confused because I missed every one of these quad type questions on my quizzes this week. So I must have it backwards in my head. Just saying. I missed every one of them.
Okay. If P is low, HO must go. Which means we reject. So if your p-value is lower than alpha, you reject.
I have to remember that saying.
0.689. Alpha's 0.1.
So we would fail to reject, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, that actually, I better fail. HO is low.
Now if P is low, HO must go.
P is low, HO must go.
Right.
That was the headache.
Can't get you a snack just yet. I'm doing a quiz. I'll get you some fruit snacks when I come out.
There were more than
Okay.
one, so he gave me
Number 8, they're going to change our alternate hypothesis. Instead, the alternate hypothesis is going to be, is it greater than 0? What is the correct decision based on this? Let me think. Greater than 0. No, it is not. It's not greater than 0.
idiot Bill actually.
Right? 0.689 is not greater than 0?
Okay, that's not what they're telling us to do.
Okay, then I'm back.
We need, it doesn't tell you, but by giving us a different alternative hypothesis and asking what the correct decision is, we have to determine the new p-value in the middle there.
Yeah.
It gave it to us step by step in the earlier questions, but we need to determine the new p-value in order to make a new decision.
No. I wasn't going to do that, obviously.
But we don't have to calculate a whole bunch of stuff in SPSS. All we're doing now is we're doing a one-sided tail instead of a two-sided. So we just divide our p by 2.
Like I said, we'll see how
0.689 becomes 0.3. I don't know. I don't have a calculator.
345.
345.
Yeah, 345.
Yeah, 345, yep.
Which is still gigantic compared to 0.1.
Okay.
So it's still larger, and the question is, the alternate hypothesis was it would be greater than 0, which this is still greater than 0.
No, you're comparing the wrong things.
Right,
P-value doesn't go into, p-value compares to alpha.
What is the alpha value?
All we have to do with that new information of the alternative hypothesis is greater than 0 is compute a new p-value. We use the p-value to determine our decision.
We can compute
We compare that to alpha.
0.45 is greater than alpha. Which
So
are they
Still
saying
greater than
alpha is?
alpha.
Our alpha was
Which
0.1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Still greater than 0.1. Okay, so then what does it have to do with 0?
So that
Nothing.
means that
Forget 0.
Don't get it.
You're confusing yourself.
I know.
We already used that number.
Okay.
We're not
already
even
did.
doing any calculations with that. We are only doing the p-value.
Wow.
All that new information gave us was that now we're doing a one-sided tail.
Oh, I
So
gotcha.
now forget that information. Now we know that P is still greater than alpha. So we have to decide again what we do with it.
Oh,
So they just want an English sentence on what you're gonna do, what you mean.
Okay, so do the statistical sentence first. Would you fail to reject or would you reject
you
on
would
this new
still,
information?
wouldn't you still fail to reject?
Correct.
Yes.
So now we just have to put it into an English sentence.
Okay. Would it be that, well, okay, so I'm not sure if you say we have insufficient evidence that the mean is the difference is greater than 0, or if we say we have sufficient evidence of it. I think it's sufficient evidence.
What are we
No.
testing against?
The 0.1, the 0.1.
We're testing against the
Okay.
null hypothesis.
Okay, here. You know how we never accept the null hypothesis? We just fail to reject it.
Oh, I love this
Right.
service.
So having sufficient
He's the
evidence
only one of those.
means we had enough to actually say, yep, we're rejecting this. If we fail to reject, we just can't prove that it's not true. We have insufficient evidence. We're failing to reject or null. We have insufficient evidence that the mean of the differences is greater than 0.
Yep.
If we had sufficient evidence of anything, we would be having a more solid answer of rejecting the null hypothesis. As of now, we're in that wishy-washy, well, we're going to fail to reject it. We're not accepting it, but we're failing to reject it. There wasn't enough evidence.
So you're saying that when we put it in an English sentence, because we failed to reject the null hypothesis, we have insufficient evidence that the mean of the differences is greater than 0.
Yes.
Yep.
That I missed every one of them on every quiz I took this weekend. Every one of them. Totally backwards in my head. All right.
Converting numbers to words is not fun.
No. Okay. Let's do number 9.
Alrighty then.
Hey, guess what? Now that we're going to switch to the B1 data.
Yeah, I'm there. I think I'm there.
I'm not. Let me get there. Let me find my B1 data. Stupid B1 data. There it is. Okay, let me see if it's in there. I hope it switched to B1.
I didn't hear anybody talk about it, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I've got B1 data sets here. Okay, we can go.
Okay, so
I just
number
want to make sure
9.
data.
Yeah, that's good. You don't want to be like me. So which is greater, N or DF? And my stuff says that N is greater.
Yeah.
And it's always greater.
Oh, it's always greater.
Because that's how you get the degrees of freedom is N minus 1.
Oh, okay. I should have known that.
Okay.
Question 10. What is the p-value? Round to 3 decimal places. 0.001.
We had much argument over that one, much discussion, didn't we?
Their choice.
Wait, did you say it's 0.0001 or just
Nope.
0.0?
2
1
zeros.
is the third decimal.
Okay.
Question 11. What decision did you make? And I said that we reject the null hypothesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom got married.
Sounds like a battle
She
cry.
got married in yeah,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no doubt, right?
third marriage. T. Baker
Um,
in the garden.
question 12. You decide to try another alternative hypothesis. This time you use alternative hypothesis. The mean of the difference is greater than 0. And you keep the same level of significance. Did the p-value increase or decrease? And I said that since now we're using a one-tailed test instead of a two-tailed test, the
Oh, it would decrease, right?
p-value,
Yeah.
the p-value
Mhm.
decreases.
Oh, see, I'm skipping over that obvious mark right there that it's a one-tailed.
It's a one-tailed.
Yeah.
All right.
It was Mom listened to the broadcast out of
My computer's enjoying an argument with me.
a movie theater.
Okay.
And
So
so then-
13,
Yeah.
Yep.
what decision do you make?
And that's just off of the one up top.
We've changed the alternative hypothesis or based on our new p-value. What do we decide?
Based on the
I don't know.
So you would divide it by 2 again, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And so it's already, it's smaller than, it's going to be smaller than, so we would fail.
It's already small enough to be rejected. If we make it even smaller,
Then it's
we're
already.
still going to reject it. It's still already, I mean, it already was smaller than alpha to begin with.
Okay,
If
yeah.
we divide it in half, it's still going to be smaller than alpha.
And that has to go with your little run.
So 13, we will still reject the null.
Yep.
Okay, 14, more numbers, 2 words. You
Okay, so
can cut
now
out 2
since
of the
it's-
answers based on our previous answer.
So can we say that we have sufficient evidence since we're just rejecting the null?
Yes.
Okay.
So we know it starts with we have sufficient evidence. Now you just have to decide the interpret the end half of it.
And so that there is a mean difference?
Yes.
Okay.
That one's kind of annoying because your null is 0. So it's not, we have sufficient evidence that the mean is greater than whatever. If it's anything different from 0, there is a mean difference. I thought that was annoying to try and like interpret the words. I was like, stop it. No mean difference, mean difference. Oh my gosh, just because our null is 0.
Yeah. No, I'm like getting caught up 100 times on all these little things.
It's little details and they just kill, don't they?
Okay, so number 15, as we've seen, the p-value depends on the alternative hypothesis. In general, which alternative hypothesis will give the smallest p-value? So I said not enough information, but it technically could be like either where do you divide it, right?
Because it gives a specific value, like the mean is not equal to 0. Well, if the mean was not equal to 72, it depends on where our data lies.
Yeah.
So
it's
if
like
it gave us like a letter in place of the 0, then we could determine, well, it would actually be equal parts, the ones that say less than and greater than. But because it actually puts a value in there, it depends what our data is.
Yeah, so there's not enough
whether or not 0
information.
is not enough information.
Okay, and then this is coming from our B1, right? Our B1?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to double check and make sure I have this right. So
I have to run my B data. Okay, on B data, I had group 1 and group 2.
Oh, wow. Well,
Why?
when I mentioned, I said, well, one of the strikes me as a bit of a beaver. I said, oh,
Kind of criminal.
and I said, well, I couldn't believe it when you said they were freaking split. That's like throwing bits into a fire.
Okay, are we calculating 16?
We're trying.
Okay.
Rebecca, did you get in the range of 8 to 14?
Yes, my answer is somewhere between those numbers.
Okay, sweet.
I'm looking for mine.
Okay, so for the point estimate for the 95% confidence interval,
Is
am I just looking at the where it says difference mean the stat? It's like 11.9,
Mhm.
and so that's the first answer, right?
Right, because that's
Okay.
going to be the center of your
Mhm.
confidence interval.
And then the air is the one next to it, right? That just says air.
No.
Oh, so
You
it's
have
not
to
that.
actually do that math. I don't know why it doesn't compute that for you. Um,
So he said Boyer is going to be.
So I didn't get that.
you didn't get 11.9?
No, I don't have that. Maybe I don't have that right readout. I have, hold on, it's just screwed up. I have where it's got the lower and the upper bound. What did I do wrong? Why don't I have a specific point number?
Okay. Do you have the mean?
The mean is 25.59.
Something's goofy.
So
Let me see your
it'll-
screen.
It'll be
Ah.
interesting to
You got
watch.
to know my next question.
Hold on.
Process your flight 6,005 Los
Wait a
Angeles.
second here to find my, I have to find my, I buried our broadcast.
If you have a report class about it.
It's very buried. Hold on.
Don't spoil it.
There we are. Cool.
Oh, geez.
Did it do it? No, it didn't.
Not yet.
No, I'm just thinking what I did wrong because I've got a hang up button now and I don't want that. That's for sure.
No.
I don't know where it went.
It's the tiny little green screen with the arrow.
Yeah, but now I've got a weird one up there that's got hang up and microphone and video. Those are the things I've got. How do I get rid of that?
Just don't push on them. It should be on the side of your screen instead of the top.
It was, and now it isn't. When I oh, there it is. Hold on. Yeah, just don't push it, right? Screen share.
Don't hang up. But yes, screen share.
Undoubtedly not. So this is the one that I want to share, and it's called Output Document Number 1. It's a pain in the rear. Output Document Number 1. There were too many to choose from. It didn't know what to show you.
As he put it, he's a free agent.
I think that's it right there. Go. Keeps showing up as Madeline. Your picture keeps turning into my screen.
Oh, sorry.
Is that it? Sure.
I still just see you.
Okay. Struggling with it.
You need to click on it, and then it should, and then you say okay or something like that.
But the problem is there's so many to choose from here.
Yeah.
I think it's this one right here. Output Document 1, and then start screen share. Okay. There were just too many to choose from on my screen. I think that's the one.
Okay, you have just miscalculated something. Are you on the correct
Oh, that's interesting.
data? The B1?
My data here says 12 data B1 saved.
Well, that's
Is
probably
the data that I've got.
Okay. Can you show me your data page instead of your output page?
Possibly.
All air class and city advantage credit card members and customers with priority boarding pass or on board American flight 6005 Los Angeles to gate 853.
So I've got like a 2-hour flight.
Is that the right one?
Okay, you have not calculated the difference yet.
Oh, shoot, I skipped an entire step. Hold on,
So
I
you
know how
need
to
to
fix
do
that.
that different
how to fix that.
calculation.
I know how to fix that, that's good. Group 1 over minus 2 over.
Okay, well, I
Okay,
better quit
continue.
talking or I'll run my phone down.
Okay, let me redo that calculation because it'll probably be better. Or do-
Yeah,
does
now
it-
you're using the difference column and it will give you the correct results.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
It
yeah.
should.
You do make a point, hopefully, right? difference. So one needs to go over. One needs to go back. That's when I asked when I said group 1 or group 2 and nobody answers. I'm like, well, I'll just calculate group 1. Totally missed that step. Dumb. Okay. Now I have 11.9 as my mean.
Okay. With other numbers in the decimals there?
0.9545.
Okay, so round to 3 decimal points because it doesn't tell us otherwise, so we round to 3 unless it tells us otherwise.
So on 16, we're going to go 955.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind about one
Okay.
parent bag, one person.
All right.
If you have-
Sorry.
Okay, so
Wrong data.
now 17, the margin of error, it does not calculate this for you. You need to take the upper limit and subtract your mean to find that difference.
So it's always for, so that's for the margin of error. You have to take your upper limit.
Well, if you
Because
go
the
to
margin
your,
of error is how far off the center it is on each side.
if you go to your ST,
So if you've already got a 95% confidence interval calculated, so that large interval should be 18.60 something. Use all the decimal points. That's the easiest way to do it because that's your high point, and then you're going to see how far away you are from your middle point, which we just figured out was 11.9545.
And
So
then
don't round
that's
until
the
you're
error.
done with that subtraction.
So I got 6.661 then. Is that
You're very close.
I'm always very close. I'm never right on. Have you ever noticed that? What's wrong in my math? 4 or 5. Because I had to do it by
for a
hand.
living.
I think you probably rounded before you should have.
It should be 6.652, right?
Yes. I think that's probably what happened, Tamara. You probably just rounded before the calculation.
Well, but we'd already round. Oh, you know what? You're right. Because I used
We did already round for
I
that
know.
answer because we were giving
You're
an
right.
answer. Now we're
You're right.
calculating a new thing and we don't round until the end.
And so I had to go back and get the whole 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. 9, 5. Okay, sorry. You're right. I used the rounded number that we had. I thought, well, that makes sense. Not so much. Okay. Number 19.
And then number 18 and 19, we're just plugging in our upper and lower, correct?
And rounding to the correct decimal places. 3.
Okay. And so the lower should be like 5 something, and then the upper is the 18 something. Okay. And so basically, I just want to double check. So my p-value, I'm most likely doing something. No, because you're saying sometimes if it's a 2-sided test, I'm probably doing something wrong if I got a really, really long p-value.
That is not necessarily correct. We have not encountered any questions in our quizzes or homeworks or anything where the answer has been crazy, 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 and we have to try to enter it in a 3 decimal places section.
Okay. So that's obvious.
If it's asking you to round to 3 decimal places and your answer has like 17 decimal places, then something's wrong.
Okay, yeah, that's
because we can't put it in like that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for explaining that, guys. I was like emailing the teacher because I could not understand it.
Yeah.
I know what I did at our last lesson 11 meeting. I did the same thing that Madeline you did. I opened the entire file for one of I think like the last 2 questions or something, and I ended up with weird long answers at first because I was trying to calculate it off of the entire humongous data set instead of like the 20 values that he gave us in the quiz.
I remember that.
That's usually something that's usually how it's missing or something. Something's wrong that way, that you've used a wrong set of numbers or something. So yeah, if it's asking for 3 decimal places, you can't enter 12 decimal places.
Yeah. Okay.
No matter how much you'd like to. And it kind of screws with me at the top when he says, here's a normal probability applet and like in case you need one. So I assume we're going to need one, just like you did, Madeline. And then we didn't use it.
Don't assume. Don't assume we'll use it.
Not in this class.
I mean, we probably, when we deal with keys and everything, probability outlet just goes right out the door. And then, wait, just to recap, you guys said 17. You guys said, because I didn't do the margin of error like that. I put it as a percentage. I put it as 0.052.
Margin of error is a number, not a or is just a digit, not a percentage.
And then for that, then did you get 11.995 or 955?
That is the point value, or that's the answer to number 16.
Oh yeah.
The answer to number 17, you have to find the difference between that mean and either the high value or the low value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
But a margin of error will always be positive. It can't be a negative number because it's a distance.
So, now, Rebecca, then where did you get that? Where did you know how to calculate that margin of error, the upper level minus the mean? Did we read that somewhere and I missed it, or do you just know
Well,
this?
just a couple of lessons ago when we were calculating the margin of error and using the margin of error to determine our confidence intervals, we were doing it the other way before. If the computer wasn't calculating the confidence interval for us, we were calculating the margin of error by ourselves and then adding it to the mean and subtracting it from the mean. And that gave us our confidence interval.
I see what you're saying. You just pulled that, wasn't given to us. You just remembered it. Like
so we're just, we're doing the basic level math, except the computer has already, it's weird because the computer's already given us the confidence interval. It feels like we don't have to hand calculate anything because it already gave us the final answer. When we were learning margin of error math, we didn't have the confidence interval. That's how we figured out what the confidence interval was. So the margin of error is just the distance between the mean and either the high limit or the low limit. They're going to be equal distances away from the mean.
Okay. So but if
a margin of error can never be negative.
Okay.
Because it's a distance.
So if you were going to use the lower level, you would just add that mean to it?
No.
Instead of using the upper level? Okay.
No, you would take your mean minus your lower level. You're trying to, if you think of it on like a number line, your means in the center there, you're just trying to figure out the distance between that center point and the low point, or the center point and the high point.
Okay.
They're going to be equal to each other because the mean is always exactly center.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And we had that on the quiz on like Friday,
And
didn't we?
I missed it.
Yeah, and I did too, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, okay.
I didn't figure out what the heck the problem was. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And even looking back at notes and stuff, I couldn't figure it out. And I met with the teacher last Thursday, and it still didn't clear it up. So, okay, well, thank you, Rebecca, for clearing that up. Sometimes you're much more clear than the teacher is.
Sometimes when you know more, when the teachers know more, they don't speak it as clearly.
Yes.
I do the same thing when doctors try to tell my patients' parents what is going on with their kid. I have to just listen for a second and then I explain it when they leave. Because the doctors use big words and the parents are like, huh? What?
Exactly.
Okay, let me make this human for you. So.